All right, so my question is, people are drunk. There's some instigators. You all are outside. The people who are instigators go inside the bar. Why didn't you all just leave? Why are you and your loved ones coming back inside the bar? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think at that point, just because of the environment that it was in, it was already hostile. Everybody was arguing. Everybody was under the influence. I think that's the reason, if you ask me, because if me personally, if I was sober, if we were all sober, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have even still been outside arguing and trying to get in the car. We would have left.
A night at a bar turns into a courtroom question Judge Boyd will not let go. The defendant says people were drunk. He says things happened fast. He says he was trying to protect someone, but Judge Boyd focuses on one simple point. Once everyone was already outside, why go back in? And that answer may decide everything.
All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 009869, State versus Fidencio Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced, please?
Tony Hernandez on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez.
All right, and are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to swear you in because there's some more information I want to clear up what's going on in my mind. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. So that all parties are aware, I wanted to re-watch the video that was already stipulated to and that was a part of the evidence. So from watching the video, I want to know what happened outside. Well, because there's no video outside.
Correct.
So everyone is outside, and then all of a sudden, there is something that happens, and everybody's angry, and there's a fight that happens inside. Have you had a chance to watch this recently?
No. I've seen in the beginning, I've seen all the video, and then the only part I've seen recently is the inside part.
All right, you can load that up. And I can tell you both, the reason why I'm asking that question, because there are some things, sometimes that things occur off camera, but from watching the video, it appears that something happened outside. I don't know what happened outside because there are no videos for outside. I only see what happened inside.
It didn't happen outside, it was the other altercation.
If the court would, I'm not sure how
No,
far
they're
back.
going to show you
Okay,
the
I
video.
wasn't just how far back. I wasn't sure how far back the court went. But there's a portion where the complaining witness goes out. And he's at the door.
Oh, no. I'm
and
just
he's back.
trying to figure out from him what happened outside.
Okay. You remember?
Just to clarify, do you want it on the big screen?
Yes, so that he is able to see. Because for the court, the stipulations, they're slightly convoluted because there was a lot that was happening at this bar. Then you have this shooting that has absolutely nothing to do with you and nothing to do with the case that's before me today. So the shooting is a whole separate matter involving someone else.
Right.
And if there's no objection, if you all can just
Are you ready for this?
move towards the part where they come back from being outside. And there's no objection to fast forwarding?
No, yeah.
So you can pause it. So what are you saying happened outside? Because the only thing I see is this, the actions you took. So I'm trying to figure out what happened outside that the two women appear to be very angry and they're approaching him. So that's what I want to know.
We went outside. We were like, there was a previous altercation that happened. And my mother-in-law that was like right by me with the sleeveless shirt next to the guy. It looks like a pool stick in the back.
All right, if you can, yes, rewind, please.
She took me outside after the first incident.
So, just 1 second. pause right there. Who is that lady there who's coming towards the gentleman in the hat?
It's my wife.
That's your wife? All right, and then if you could keep it moving forward, please. Pause. Who is that person there?
That's the ex-girlfriend of my sister-in-law that passed away.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So what were you saying?
We were outside, and my mother-in-law, after the first incident, she had took me outside. Just to calm everything down. And
Okay, so what was the first incident? And did that first incident involve the person with the hat?
this guy,
Yes.
they were all together.
All right, so did it
Yes.
involve the person with the cowboy hat?
I mean, the first incident, no man.
Okay, so you have the first incident and it's not involving that person.
Right.
What incident involves him?
This incident, right, when we were outside, we were all trying to get in the car and to leave. There was a lot that happened. There was a lot of arguments, loud talking back and forth. Everybody, we were trying to get out of there. That guy goes out there to go instigate and he starts telling us stuff. I don't know exactly. He started telling my wife stuff. He started talking stuff. Everything happened real fast. We just remember the lady putting him back inside. He was the one going outside to us, telling us stuff. He wasn't they were all a group together. I don't know if you've seen them.
Mhm.
Nothing was happening. He went outside. That guy grabbed the pool ball and the beer bottle. I don't know if you ever went in. Y'all can see that clearly. That I don't know what they had planned, but he went out there to go instigate and tell us stuff. My wife came in, and I saw her go very aggressive to her. I remember the first incident when they grabbed my sister-in-law and they put her in a headlock like she was a lady, and
Okay,
nothing
and so
even
that-
happened yet.
Are you saying that incident with her being placed in a headlock happened outside?
That was inside. That was on that side to the left, way in the back on that side. Well, that's where the first incident. If you see that table, it's like this, and that's how it happened over there on that side. I don't know how that didn't
So-
get caught on camera.
Why did you all proceed to come back into the bar?
They instigated.
No, I mean, if there's an instigation
Instigation
that
that-
happens
that-
outside,
Just
if there's an incident that happens outside the bar, and it appears that the people you are saying are the instigators are inside the bar, why didn't you all just leave? Why did you come back inside the bar?
right. I went. Everybody was drunk, man. They had already grabbed my sister-in-law in the headlock. That's not the environment for anything. My wife went inside after that guy from whatever the threats and the whatever he was talking and saying. And she goes straight up to him, and I just remembered my sister-in-law. That's all I remembered was that guy having her in the headlock and everybody trying to get him off her, and she's a lady. And I didn't want that to happen to my wife. I know that there's other things that I could have done,
There,
or just moving to get my wife out of there. I didn't want nothing to happen to my wife.
but you all are already outside the bar. Why are you all coming back inside?
I
the bar?
wanted to make sure that my wife, nothing happened to her. It was very aggressive, as you can see. They were telling each other stuff back and forth. I didn't know what was going on. I was drunk. I stopped drinking since that day because a lot happened, and I just want to move forward and change my life. And I made a mistake that shouldn't have happened.
No. Let's not do with,
I just want.
I made a mistake. You made some
Bad
choice.
decision.
And so I want you to listen to my question. So you're outside in the parking lot. And I'm assuming your wife and and the other person that you're with, the other female, y'all are all in the parking lot.
There's actually some tables outside that door.
Okay, so you guys are outside. So when the instigators went back inside the bar, why didn't you all just leave? Why did you all come inside the bar?
I was trying to protect my wife. I didn't
But I
know that
mean-
it was a lot happening. There was a lot of guys there. Everybody was drunk.
But at that time,
I just wanted to protect her.
no, I
Because-
understand that. Here's the thing. My question is, all of the people you care about, they were outside. Is that correct?
All of us, yes, ma'am.
All right, so my question is, people are drunk. There's some instigators. You're all outside. The people who are instigators go inside the bar. Why didn't you all just leave? Why are you and your loved ones coming back inside the bar? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think at that point, just because of the environment that it was in, it was already hostile. Everybody was arguing. Everybody was under the influence. I think that's the reason, if you ask me, because if me personally, if I was sober, if we were all sober, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have even still been outside arguing and trying to get in the car. We would have left. But I think for the fact that everybody was under the influence, that's what drew everybody back inside.
All right.
It was not an intentions to fight with anybody. I really wanted to leave and get out of it. Like, I couldn't leave by myself. I had to make sure everybody got in the car.
All right, state, is there any restitution that's owed?
I didn't see it in the PSI.
Okay. Somebody mess with our AC.
Yes, it's really hot in here.
Either that, or I'm having a hot flash.
No, it's hot. It's
Okay.
really hot.
All right, thank you. To the young people, is it hot in here?
They're not young, Judge.
All right,
Just a second.
this is what the court is gonna do. I'm gonna give you a choice. There are only two choices. There are no other choices. One, I will grant your application for deferred adjudication, but as a condition of your probation, you're gonna have to do some jail time, and that will be 90 days. Or two, I will give you a conviction and there's no jail time. Oh, and I'm sorry, state, if I could have that, just, yes. Which do you prefer? Because let me explain something to you. Number one, I understand that you're saying you're intoxicated. It appears that everybody is intoxicated. And it goes back to what I say, nothing good happens after 10. That time keeps getting pushed early and earlier the older I get. But there needs to be some form of punishment for you, because even though you were intoxicated, the instigators were intoxicated. What you did and the actions you took were not proper, right? So your punishment is either you will have a conviction or either you will have deferred adjudication, and you're going to do jail time starting today as a condition. So which do you prefer?
I'll take the conviction on my record. There's no jail time, right?
And Judge, just to, if the court were to call from yesterday, the wife has lupus and
Yes.
she has regular episodes and he's the only caretaker for her.
No, I understand. I have people in my family who suffer from lupus.
I know 90 days, 90 days, but I can't leave her for herself. So,
No. Here's the thing. I just want a decision.
I understand.
So,
He's asking for the regular probation, Judge.
all right. The court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. TAP evaluation out of custody, follow recommendations. Do you have any children?
It's not all with my wife.
And how old?
15.
The stepson.
All right, there's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. And I'm going to order anger management. And there's to be no contact with I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find the address of the bar. I'm sorry? All right, there should be no contact with Tropicana Avenue. And what is the name of the bar?
Tropicana.
It's called Tropicana?
Yes, ma'am.
So you know what it is. So there's to be no contact with the Tropicana bar. And there's to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. State, is there anything else you would recommend?
No, Judge, just regarding the restitution, I did speak with the complainant and I believe that he's on Medicaid, so he didn't have anything else to do for Medicare. For elderly, people who can have anything else to do. Restitution.
All right, the court will find that there's no restitution owed. All right, probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
Good.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So he's not going in?
Oh, no, he's not going in.
Okay.
Hey, but I admire the fact that you know what?
I gotta be confused.
I'm gonna tell you, the deputies in this courtroom are on it. I appreciate that. No, he chose the second route, but Deputy Mahir, thank you for being there. All right, no. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, in this court, communication is key to be successful on probation. Do not come back here saying, I missed reporting and here's why. You need to report. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel that they're not addressing it, you can always come in and address it with me. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, sorry, sometimes it takes me more than a day because I have
Not
to
a
think
problem.
about things.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Thank you.
Yes.
Excuse me, I misspoke, so my brain was jumbled. The
Sure.
bar is called the Tropicana Sports Bar, but it's located on 215 acres.
All right, let me do this. We're back on the record. So there's to be no contact with, and what's the bar's name?
Tropicana Sports Bar,
Tropicana Sports Bar, located at
1515 South Beavers.
1515 South Gevers. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe,
Welcome.
excuse-
Yes,
One more thing, if it's on count 2. Yes.
yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
thank you, Judge.
I'm fine.
The next case shifts from a bar fight to a suspected DW furs that allegedly turned into assaults on officers. The defense says the situation got out of hand. The state says the conduct crossed a line, but Judge Boyd is listening for something deeper than the charge itself. She wants to know whether this was a mistake or another choice.
The court is calling 2025 CR 006868, State versus Gage, Guerra. Can I have parties announced for the record?
And Johnny Cisneros for Mr. Guerra, and I have an intern, Your Honor, Miss Irma Porras. She's a UTSA senior. She wants to go to law school, and she came to me, she was referred to me to mentor her, and this is her first time with me today. So,
Awesome, you have a good mentor.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so on this case, Mr. Cisneros had withdrawn and Attorney Robert Maurer was appointed. And so, counsel, are you asking to be placed back as the attorney of record on this case?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
All right, and Mr. Guerra, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Gage Ashton Guerra.
All right, Mr. Guerra, you previously had a court-appointed attorney, and that attorney was appointed after Mr. Cisneros' motion to withdraw was granted. Are you asking that Mr. Cisneros, or I should say, do you have any objections to Mr. Cisneros representing you for this hearing?
No.
All right. Then the next thing, you entered a plea on December 5th, and according to your plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 5 years in the prison. The state is opposed to your application. There's a $1,200 fine. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 006870 and 2025 CR 006869. And there's to be restitution to the complainants in those two cause numbers and restitution to the complainant in this cause number. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI and the TAP evaluation? Okay.
I have reviewed.
All right, any objections, defense?
No, ma'am.
State, do you have any objections? All right, state, you're opposed. Do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
No, ma'am, this argument.
All right, state, you're opposed. The court will hear your argument.
Yes, Judge, state is opposed simply based on the order of events that occurred that night while Mr.
Guerra has no prior criminal history as a series of actions that went from bad to worse. He was suspected of DWI and escalated from there, resulting in physical altercation between him and assaulting 3 different officers. So because of the events, and although the injuries were relatively minor, it was still unnecessary. Because of that, I do believe that he's.
All right, defense.
Judge, they arrested someone for being intoxicated. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is that they're saying that he hit 3 officers, okay? 2 of them are, which are taken into consideration now, and of course, we're not objecting to that. But the fact that they're objecting to community supervision, when you look at the police report, Your Honor, it says that when they stopped him, he was not complying with their orders, and they had to tell him that if you don't get out, we're gonna drag you out. We're gonna take you out, to paraphrase, okay? But in the report, it also states that his legs were already out of the car when they started taking him out of the car, dragging him out of the car. And we all know that the policemen are not gonna grab someone and take them out of the car by their legs, because they wanna make sure they know where their arms are. Because they don't wanna have access, the officers wanna make sure that the person that's being arrested does not have access to a weapon where he can hurt or kill them. So for them to say that he was fighting them to get out of the car and not complying, and they're saying in the same statement that his legs were already out of the car, that means he's complying, and my client says he was complying. It just got out of hand, and the fact that he was intoxicated and the fact that they were mistreating him led to him being charged with assault. And I don't know that that's fair, but here we are, and all we're asking for, I mean, as the DA told you, Your Honor, he doesn't have a criminal history. He's a good young man. He drinks 2 beers a week or a day or something like that. That's not an alcoholic or anything like that. He doesn't take drugs or anything like that. He's never been in trouble. I got to know him. There were a few issues. I withdrew. I felt guilty for withdrawing, and I'm here to represent him because I'd like to represent good people, and he's a good person. And you know, we made up, and I'm here, and this is a pro bono case because I believe in him. If he's a good person, he does not deserve to go to the penitentiary on something that he was complying with.
All right, any further response? How old are you?
25.
Why are you doing silly things? Because this is silly.
It was a mistake.
No, not a mistake. We make choices in our lives. So this doesn't qualify as a mistake. This qualifies as a choice. So how much had you drank that night?
2 beers, 3 beers.
Okay, this is what I've discovered in my career, and I think the state will tell you and your attorney will tell you. Whenever someone is charged with DWI or they get pulled over for suspected DWI, when the officer asks them how much they had to drink, you know what their answer always is? 2 beers. But what I can tell you, and if I'm wrong, let me know that I'm wrong. I will take no offense. 2 beers doesn't result in this all happening. So how much had you been drinking that night? Okay, and why don't you know?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Um,
All right. Who's your support system?
my sister, my mother, my father.
All right.
And he has a place to go when he gets out. I believe he's gonna live with his grandmother, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is the only offense he has?
Other than.
All right. Probation. I'm gonna give you a choice. Some people say probation in this court is very difficult, but I set conditions so that people can hopefully be successful. And I don't see them again, and the legal system doesn't see them again. Number 1, we're gonna find out if there's any restitution owed. So this is gonna be recalled for a restitution hearing. and I'm gonna give the state 30 days. Ms. Ferguson, what's a 30-day reset for a restitution hearing? All right, so your restitution hearing is gonna be on March 5th, but I'm gonna give you a choice. There are no other choices. And either choice you decide to go with, you're gonna be in custody for a little bit. First, I can deny your motion and I'll sentence you to 2 years in the prison. Or I'll grant your application for deferred adjudication. You gotta remain in custody until there's an evaluation for felony drug court. If felony drug court doesn't accept you, you're gonna do some inpatient treatment, and I'm thinking inpatient treatment at SADF. Those are your only two choices.
May I speak to him for a second? Thank you. Yeah, let's
Yes.
go right now. Yes, ma'am.
Because we're gonna start a jury trial, so. All right, we're back on the record and 2025 CR 006868. State versus Gage, Guerra. All right, Mr. Guerra, I gave you two choices. Which do you prefer?
I'm gonna take the folder.
All right. So this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. In custody, the following will occur. There's to be a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then you will remain in custody till transferred to SADF. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
11th grade.
All right. Is there a reason why you didn't graduate? Do you have your GED? All right, why not?
Started stacking off.
All right. The court is going to request that you obtain your GED. And once that's obtained, there will be 50 hours of community service restitution that will be deemed satisfied. The remaining 150 hours of community service restitution will be deemed satisfied if you obtain some sort of trade school certification or if you are enrolled in some sort of higher learning. Now, here's the thing about that. I'm not going to order you to obtain your trade school certification or anything else. But if you do, 150 hours of community service restitution will be deemed satisfied. If you don't, you're going to end up probably picking up trash off the freeway in the heat of San Antonio. And regardless of how the weather is now, you know it gets at least to 150 degrees. There's to be a $1,200 fine. That will be probated. Take in consideration 2025 CR 006870 and 2025 CR 006869. We're going to have a restitution hearing on March 5th, 2026. And there's to be restitution, if any, to the complainant in this case and to the complainants in the cases that were taken in consideration. Do you have any children? That's a good thing. Don't have any children until you have your life together. You understand? Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
State, anything else?
Yes, Judge, during the brief intermission, I did look at our notes and we have made attempts to contact the victims regarding restitution and I have not got back to us, but this time we would ask.
Norma, remove the date for the restitution hearing. The state is waiving restitution.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So probation, restitution is waived. And I'll let the record reflect that the state has made several attempts to obtain any restitution amount. All right, is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
I would sign it.
Yes.
I believe that was it said 5 years instead of 6.
No. This is a trial court certification. This lets you know whether or not you can appeal or complain about things that have happened with regards to your case. Do you remember signing that?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is it's not a felony conviction, so you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Follow through on your probation. If you don't follow through on your probation, you're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison. Do you understand? All right. Make sure you stay in contact with probation. If you have an issue, you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
You won't
you.
see me here again, promise.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Across these two cases, Judge Boyd keeps returning to one principle. Consequences are tied to choices. In the first case, the question was not just what happened inside the bar, but why the defendant and his loved ones went back inside when they could have left. In the second case, the issue was not just alcohol or a bad night, but whether probation could be structured tightly enough to prevent the same defendant from coming back. Court Beacon TV follows these hearings because Judge Boyd's rulings are not random reactions. They are built on facts, conditions, accountability, and the record in front of her. Comment which ruling carried more weight, and subscribe for more real Texas courtroom breakdowns.